Today we're going to be taking a look at the Medicom Mafex number 160, Jean Grey. Alright, here we go. Jean Grey. Created by comic book legends Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Equipped with the mutant abilities of telekinetic powers and telekinesis, Jean is one of the most powerful members of the X-Men. She first appeared in X-Men number 1 of September 1963. This is a very long time X-Men character. This is her in her 90s X-Men uniform. And look, I'm not going to hold you up. This figure is fucking sick. This is just a fantastic representation of the character. She looks like she jumped right off the comic page. The articulation works well, the paint apps are clean, the colors are vibrant and accurate. That being said, I do have a couple of grievances with the figure, including one major quality control issue. But even with that issue, I'd be lying if I told you this figure wasn't fun to pose. But before we get into that, let's get into accessories real quick. She comes with 5 pairs of alternate hands, 10 in total. The first pair is a pair of fisted hands, a pair of relaxed palms, open palm hands with the fingers spread. She also comes with a pair of hands that display her power set. It looks like they glued in the actual hands to this effect. It looks really, really nice. And another pair of open palm hands, which has the fingers spread out in kind of a different, more dynamic pose. To be honest, these hands make the open palms feel a little bit unnecessary. I find myself using these ones more as they're just more dynamic than the other ones. But that being said, she also comes with 2 alternate head sculpts. One of them a more angry look. Though the hair is the exact same on the angry head sculpt and the regular head sculpt, it would have been nice if we got a more floating kind of hair head sculpt that we could interchange between the angry and the regular expression, just so we'd have more range of motion on the neck peg. She also comes with a head sculpt with her mask down. It's a very pretty head sculpt. It looks very, very nice. And the hair on this head sculpt is actually a different sculpt, which is good. Again, it would be nice if you could pop off this hair sculpt and interchange it with the other ones. The paint on my figure came out really crisp and clean. I haven't really seen any smudging or anything like that, which is great. I really love the metallic blue on this figure and the contrast of the yellow, just that bright yellow. It looks fantastic. One thing that really annoys me about this figure is that the butterfly joints are painted yellow as opposed to them being painted blue. Because they're painted yellow, whenever you spread out the shoulder pad, there's a big gap between the blue of the chest and the shoulder pad. It's just a really weird choice on Mafex's part. That being said, the deco on the heads, the hands, and the body is just tremendous. Looks amazing. This is definitely my biggest issue with the figure. The right ball peg on the wrist likes to pop off. I'm happy it's not broken at least, but when I try to move it left or right, it just keeps popping right out of that socket, and it is very, very frustrating. However, it is only on the right side, and it hasn't broken, it just keeps popping out. But it is definitely unacceptable for a $90 to $100 figure. You know, you want these things to be pretty much perfect when you buy them. It doesn't completely ruin my enjoyment of the figure though. When I first took it out of the package, I was admittedly a bit bummed out about it, but over time it hasn't been as much of an annoyance, as you just pop it back in with little to no effort. And if you're curious, here's a good look at the neck and wrist pegs for the figure. As always, be careful with these Mafex pegs, you never know. Also, another thing that I noticed is that the crotch could look a bit awkward in some poses. Other than that though, this figure poses really, really well. I don't know why, just something about the whole deco and design of this and the way the articulation works, and it just looks so dynamic. I think it is the definitive version of this character in 1/12 scale. And here is Mafex Jean next to the Marvel Legends Jean. And this is definitely a comparison between a $25 figure and a $90 to $100 figure. It is like night and day. My Marvel Legends one has a lot of paint imperfections. The eyes are for some reason looking off to the left side, and it's kind of scuffed up. There's some smudges and paint imperfections on it. And it's on the classic Marvel Legends female body mold, so it doesn't really have much range of motion on it. Also, if you want to try putting the Mafex head on the Legends body, the peg is just way too big, so it won't fit, which is pretty unfortunate. However, I gotta say the Mafex Jean Grey looks really, really good next to Marvel Legends Tiger Striped Wolverine. I only have the Mafex brown suit Wolverine, and of course he looks really good next to Jean too, but if you have the Marvel Legends version of this Wolverine and you're looking to get Jean Grey, you might be better off going with this Mafex version, just because it looks so much better alongside the ML version of Wolverine. And here she is next to a couple of the other Mafex Marvel comic based figures. These are all the ones that I own so far, but I am kind of hoping to 100% this line. I have Gambit on the way right now, so I'm pretty excited about the reissue. Let me know if you'd like a review of Gambit in the comments below, and I'd be sure to do that. But yeah, at the end of the day, with the QC issues and the weird choices they made with the butterfly joints, gotta say I still love this thing. My opinions could be skewed because I love this color combination. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of this character, but I still find myself just posing it up like crazy. I love this thing. It's really fantastic. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Please leave a comment or like the video if you enjoyed it. And until next time, take care.